In the world of basketball, few rivalries capture attention like the one between Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard. These two giants not only share towering statures, but also eerily similar career paths that have intertwined over the years. Both started their NBA journeys with the Orlando Magic, faced challenges with free throws, and even bore the weight of the Superman moniker. Their careers have been marked by feuds and competitive fire, each trying to claim a spot in NBA lore. Today, we're diving into how these similarities fueled a rivalry that's as intriguing as their impressive careers. Could this intense rivalry have been a mentorship that went off course, or was it inevitable given their similarities and shared beginnings? Catch this and more only here on Sports Frenzy TV. Hey there, Hoops fans! Let's rewind to 2004, a pivotal year for the Orlando Magic, which was reeling from a series of playoff disappointments and internal upheavals. That season turned disastrous quickly, marked by key injuries and the eventual firing of Coach Doc Rivers. This chaos paved the way for the Magic to snag the top spot in the draft lottery, where they took a gamble on high school phenom Dwight Howard over established NCAA champion Emeka Okafor. Rewinding further to 1992, Shaq himself was a first overall pick by the Magic, bursting onto the NBA scene with immediate impact. Like Dwight, he was seen as a franchise savior, known for his power and presence right from the start. Both players quickly became the faces of the franchise during their respective 10 years in Orlando. Interestingly, there was a brief moment when a Shaq and Dwight duo in Orlando seemed within the realm of possibility. Shaq, post-Lakers and pre-Miami, was a trade consideration for Orlando, which could have united the two superstars. However, the logistics never aligned, particularly with Shaq more interested in teaming up with established stars like Tracy McGrady rather than mentoring the rookie Howard. This missed connection set the stage for parallel but separate legacies in Orlando, each marked by individual brilliance but also a shared narrative of what could have been. As their careers progressed, the paths of Shaq and Dwight diverged significantly, particularly in how the Orlando Magic utilized them. Shaq was immediately heralded as a team centerpiece, dominating the court as a center from his rookie season. Conversely, Dwight wasn't initially placed in his natural center position. Instead, he played as a power forward, struggling for touches amidst other scorers like Steve Francis and Grant Hill. Dwight's evolution into a full-time center role didn't occur until his sophomore year under coach Brian Hill, who had also coached Shaq. As Dwight bulked up and refined his game, he began to mirror the dominance Shaq had shown, but his route to this point highlighted a less straightforward approach by Orlando compared to Shaq's immediate star treatment. Meanwhile, Shaq's career post-Orlando saw him winning a championship with Miami and later moving to Phoenix. These transitions marked periods of both success and decline in his career, showcasing a superstar adapting to new teams and roles. In contrast, Dwight's career, post his foundational years in Orlando, involved a more tumultuous journey with varied levels of team success, reflecting a career that, while impressive, often left him chasing the type of championship validation that Shaq achieved. The Superman nickname holds a special place in Shaq's persona. Not only did he embrace the moniker throughout his career, but he also adorned himself with Superman tattoos and memorabilia. This nickname symbolized his dominance on the court, a mantle Shaq wore with pride. When Dwight Howard entered the league and started being associated with Superman, tensions inevitably flared. Dwight's choice to adopt this nickname wasn't just seen as a nod to similar physical prowess, but also perceived as stepping on Shaq's unique identity. The 2008 All-Star Weekend brought this brewing tension to the forefront. Dwight, stepping into the spotlight vacated by Shaq's absence from the All-Star roster, donned a Superman cape during the dunk contest, a move that solidified his association with the nickname but also ignited further controversy. Publicly, Shaq expressed disdain, dismissing Dwight's claim to Superman as unearned, especially pointing out that titles and deeper playoff successes should precede such honors. Privately, the reactions were mixed. Dwight appeared to be genuinely hurt by Shaq's dismissive attitude, seeing himself as paying homage rather than stealing a legacy. This feud over a nickname encapsulated bigger issues of respect and legacy between the two giants. As the feud between Shaq and Dwight intensified, Shaq's criticisms grew sharper, especially regarding Dwight's achievements, or in his view, the lack thereof. Shaq frequently pointed out that despite Dwight's physical capabilities and standout performances, he hadn't secured an NBA championship, a milestone Shaq achieved multiple times. This line of critique wasn't just a personal jab but a public questioning of Dwight's place among NBA greats. Notable confrontations played out both on the court and in the media. In interviews and commentary, Shaq didn't hold back, often belittling Dwight's style of play and leadership qualities. These comments weren't just fodder for sports talk shows. They resonated deeply within the NBA community, influencing how fans and even fellow players viewed Dwight's career. One particularly memorable incident occurred during an NBA game where Shaq wore a Superman t-shirt, a pointed reminder of his challenge to Dwight's claim to the nickname. This gesture wasn't just theatrical. It underscored a rivalry that transcended normal competitive spirit, impacting both players' reputations. This ongoing battle, fought in the court of public opinion and on the basketball court, highlighted a complex relationship defined by competition, ego, and the heavy weight of legacy. Throughout their later careers, the conflict between Shaq and Dwight remained persistent, even as Dwight moved through various teams, including a notable stint with the Lakers. Shaq's critique of Dwight continued unabated, evolving from performance-based observations to more personal jabs, often mocking Dwight's inability to achieve the success expected of him, especially during his time in Los Angeles, a city where Shaq had cemented his legacy with multiple championships. Shaq's criticisms became increasingly personal over time, frequently aired on public platforms where he commented on Dwight's work ethic and leadership. This shift reflected a deeper disdain that seemed to go beyond professional rivalry, touching on perceived personal flaws in Dwight's character. Dwight's interactions with other NBA figures, notably Kobe Bryant during his time with the Lakers, added another layer to his public and professional challenges. Kobe's demanding standards and intense style contrasted sharply with Dwight's more easygoing approach, leading to tension that was widely covered in the media. This dynamic further complicated Dwight's career as comparisons with Shaq's successful partnership with Kobe became inevitable, highlighting the difficulties Dwight faced in stepping into roles once filled by his biggest critic. The media played an essential role in fueling the feud between Shaq and Dwight, often amplifying their rivalry by highlighting every critique and response. Shaq's blunt public statements, delivered through interviews and his analyst role on TV, cast Dwight in a perennially negative light, challenging his credibility and legacy. Conversely, Dwight's attempts to defend his achievements and character were also widely publicized, sometimes portraying him as the underdog in this clash. This continuous media spotlight not only intensified their feud but also shaped public perception, framing Shaq as the assertive critic and Dwight as the struggling successor. The feud between Shaq and Dwight evolved from professional rivalry to a deeply personal conflict, rooted in their similar beginnings and career paths. This ongoing battle affected both their personal and professional lives, casting Dwight as continually falling short of the high standards set by Shaq. The rivalry not only impacted how they are viewed within the NBA, but also shaped fan perceptions, with Shaq often seen as the dominant legacy and Dwight as the contender who couldn't quite match up. Ultimately, this rivalry underscores the complex dynamics of mentorship, legacy, and competition in professional sports. What do you think? Could Shaq and Dwight have turned their rivalry into a powerful alliance if things had gone differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all our latest videos here at Sports Frenzy TV. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.